Good morning on this stormy Friday. This is SMTV with your Friday broadcast. Our top stories this morning include a look at the tragic shooting in Texas, an unusual up-and-coming club, interviews with both student leaders and faculty, and how climate change will affect our local airports, and more. I'm Cleveland Singleton, this is my co-host Jackson Mead, and you're watching SMTV News. Lawmakers and citizens of the United States have been searching for answers this past week as they try to cope with the death of 10 people in a school shooting at Santa Fe High School in Texas, occurring only 3 months after the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting that left 17 people dead, teenagers and young adults. Teenagers and young adults have taken to Twitter and other forms of social media to express their anger and disappointment in what they perceive to be lack of action taken by state and federal legislature. Andrew Schneiderwind, an 18-year-old college sophomore, has started a hashtag called If I Die in a High School Shooting, which aims to describe the events a child would miss in the future if they died in such a tragic event. Many have joined him in using the hashtag, saying they would miss things like publishing a book, falling in love, studying astrophysics, and having children. During these rough and emotional times, young men and women have been standing up and fighting to create some type of change to help reduce these types of incidents in schools. Voting numbers are expected to be especially high for voters ages 18 to 21 for this next election, as the young generation gets more and more passionate about ending this sort of violence. Here at SMTV, we are proud of all students, especially from South Meck, that are determined to create change regarding school safety. We encourage all students to register to vote and lend their voices to the discussion.
South Meck students, we know you're interested in the future, and as we close out the year, South Meck TV has a special announcement for you from a group called the Gregarian Federational Construct. It may sound a little formal, but some current students who are already GFC members are looking for those of you who are interested in meeting and talking about technology, space exploration, and the newest scientific theories. The GFC focuses on everything in humanity's latest advancements, from meditation and psychology to aerospace engineering to an alien named Greg. The students here who are already members are interested in creating an official club, but they need your support. If enough students express interest, the GFC will engage you with enlightening conversation where the latest futurist ideas can be expressed. If these areas interest you, contact the Hierophant, that's what they call the president of the soon-to-be club, through Remind by texting GREGARIA to 810-810. They thank you for your interest, and as the GFC says it, Federo Attendasi. We're going to send it over now to Hadley Shields for an interview she conducted with the Sabre Regiment. Hadley?
Thanks, Jackson. This is Hadley Shields with your Student Spotlight Update. I had the chance this week to interview a member of the South Meck Marching Band and a member of the South Meck Color Guard. The South Meck Sabre Regiment is a combination of South Meck's Marching Band and Color Guard. While the two groups are separate in skills, they work in tandem to create a fun and unique experience for the musically and physically inclined. Ian Bullock, the drum major, said that Marching Band is a group of kids who come together to showcase their musical abilities. They play at football games and even compete at competitions. Ian also said that Marching Band is a family and they spend a lot of time having fun during the football games and enjoy having third period off to hang out. You don't even have to be in a band class to join in on the marching band fun. Demaya, a member of the Color Guard, said that Color Guard combines dancing and drama with props to create a breathtaking performance. There's also a big fundraiser coming out that they would love to announce. On August 8th, there will be a show at the Comedy Zone. This is a very big deal because usually they only allow people who are over 18 years old to get into the show, and Marching Band gets 100% of the ticket sales. If you are interested in getting a ticket to the comedy show, or if you are interested in joining the Sabre Regiment, stop by the band room today.
All right, thank you, Hadley, for that report. And don't forget to check out the full interview on South Mecklenburg High School's TV's YouTube channel. As the weeks go on, we'll be adding more of the interviews and videos that we've had on the show.
Moving on to our next story, I had the chance last week to interview Mrs. Elaine Miller, the testing coordinator for South Meck. She answered many questions students frequently ask about testing, both AP and end of year. Let's see what she has to say. Could you give us just an overview of the AP program at South Meck and what it's about and those kinds of things here to the school?
So the AP program allows students to take college-level courses while they're still in high school. And when they have to score a certain level on the AP exam, and then when they get into college, they can skip classes. For example, this morning, we're giving the world history test. So if they score high enough, they'll skip world history in college and save thousands of dollars.
And when it comes to taking AP classes at each grade level, what do you recommend to students as they're entering the AP program?
I think it depends a lot on the students and how self-motivated they are. AP, again, it is a college class, so it requires a significant amount of reading and outside class work that is not typical of your regular high school class. I think it's best probably to start in 10th grade with 1 or 2, and then increase the number of courses you take each year.
Good. So then, after they finish that course, what can students expect from the AP test? What's the difference between that and, say, a traditional final that you might take in another non-AP class?
Well, the degree of difficulty on an AP test is much higher because it is a college-level class. It's written by a college board and college professors, and then our teachers are following the college curriculum. So it's still multiple choice. It is free response, typically 2 or 3 essays or DBQ type questions. It lasts anywhere from 3 hours to 5 hours. An AP test can last a good deal of time.
So when you get to that test, in terms of test security, why does College Board take it so seriously, and what are some offenses students don't always consider while they're testing?
College Board is a worldwide organization. They have their international offices that deal with tests in different countries, and then their North American, South American offices are extremely concerned about security. For example, we gave a test last Monday, and we started at noon. And by the time we were finished at 3, the West Coast had not even started testing yet. So they're very concerned about students using social media to post answers or information, and that then people on the West Coast will be able to then have an advantage. So they are really cracking down on any kind of electronics in the test room. They are hunting down students who are posting things, and they have some pretty high-tech computer software systems that can find students who post about AP.
Okay, and as the finals are approaching and AP tests are over, what advice do you have for students about healthy studying and test-taking habits?
I think naturally you want to get a good night's sleep, be prepared, make sure that you've studied and done what you need to do for the course. And then probably the biggest thing is make sure you're not bringing any technology into the test rooms, because even the final exams are owned by North Carolina, not Dr. Furr, not South Meck. And if you have technology during state exams, your technology will be confiscated and your test score will be invalidated.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Miller. And back to you.
Now we're going to send it over to Anna with our weekend weather update and some interesting news about climate change. Anna?
Thanks, Cleveland. Today is predicted to continue with the storms and rain we've been seeing for the past couple of weeks, with a high of 83 and a low of 68. This weekend, we're still looking at plenty of rain and storms. In fact, the forecast for clouds, rain, and storms is expected to continue on, as May is proving to be the month of terrible weather. In other weather news, or actually climate news, a new study from a team of scientists in the US, Germany, and the Netherlands suggests that the global rise in temperatures has deformed the jet stream. The jet stream is a very narrow band of very strong air currents that circle the globe at the highest points of our troposphere. While small weather events like thunderstorms are generally unaffected by the macro-scale climate events, the jet stream does control the rate at which these storms move around the globe and dissipate. Much of the problem has stemmed from the Arctic's indisputable warm-up. Temperatures have frequently been far above average in the Arctic Circle, and the ice sheets continue to set record lows. The jet stream is powered by the differences between the warm and cool air pockets at the equator and poles. So when the difference weakens, so does the stream. This means thunderstorms will spend longer in one place and move slower, thereby allowing them to become stronger and become superstorms. The effects are already being felt here in Charlotte. For a major international airport, we have always had historically bad weather that requires almost constant flight plan changes. Now the jet stream has deformed and moved directly over the city at a record slow speed, increasing the likelihood that intense thunderstorms could be here to stay for days. Air traffic control at Charlotte Douglas have drummed up a few creative solutions while politicians make up their mind in D.C. as to whether this is actually happening. Since our airport, along with LaGuardia services, primarily north-south traffic, scheduling planes to arrive and depart before noon will head off thunderstorms and maximize the number of planes we can get in and out. For overseas travels, Charlotte is discussing redirect options to get planes into the country when these larger storms hit. Until the discourse around global climate change changes, though, our city will be in a desperate fight to keep its airport traffic. Now back to you.
Thank you for that report, Anna. Let's hope the men and women at Charlotte Douglas are able to find creative solutions to this looming problem. We have some latest pieces of news for you, and then we'll say goodbye. In the ultimate case of who smelt it dealt it yesterday, emergency responders arrived at the school to address an alleged gas leak in D building, as you likely know. The cause was determined to be a clogged toilet that allowed some gas from our sewer system to seep up into the air of the building, creating an air quality alert that required the non-emergency evacuation. We at SMTV want to thank the students and staff for handling the stressful situation calmly, and the emergency responders and hazardous materials unit for their aid in determining the cause and clearing the air, literally.
In light of mental health awareness, South Mecklenburg students have created the South Meck Happiness blog. The blog will post interesting articles about content regarding self-care and how to have a positive mindset. The website for Happiness blog is smhappinessblog.com, wordpress.com.
And lastly, as you may know, every year each CMS high school keeps a record of any and all scholarships and academic or institutional grants received by seniors for various reasons, as a way of benchmarking progress and strong outcomes for our seniors. To date, our seniors have brought in a total of just over $13.1 million. This number can keep growing, so if any senior has received an offer, a scholarship, or grant and has not yet brought a copy of the notification to their counselor, please do so as much as possible, regardless of whether you accepted them or not. From all of us at SMTV, we wish you a safe and happy weekend.